Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So real quick before I get into the topic of today's video, I have heard your comments and I'm yielding. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I am going to make, as of this video, a concerted effort to stop cursing in my videos. I've heard the comments. A lot of people care about professionalism. I don't. And a lot of people, I never stated this publicly, but my whole purpose for cursing was to try to target a older audience. I figured if I cursed more, little kids would be less prone to watching my channel. But then I kind of realized, I was trying to avoid dumb teenager talk. Let's put it that way. I figured if I cursed, parents wouldn't want their kids watching my channel. But then at the same time, I also realized, me cursing might actually attract more of that. So, and then I had people commenting on my videos about how they love my content, but they have kids in the other room and they don't want their kids to hear me cursing and stuff. So basically, long story short, I'm making a concerted effort to stop cursing. Okay, so the idea that I had with this channel has now completely changed. So anyway, with that being out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the Donovan Mitchell rumors that the Utah Jazz are now listening to offers on Donovan Mitchell. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not super shocked about this. I don't think many people are, but if you are, I'm not sure why. It was pretty obvious after the Rudy Gobert trade that they were rebuilding. It's pretty obvious they're pressing reset. I mean, sure, Donovan Mitchell's their greatest asset, but if you don't have Rudy Gobert, you're not going anywhere for another couple years. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious that they were a team that was struggling to get out of the first and even second round if they even got there. And Mike Conley is getting older. He literally had one game in the playoffs where he gave you 0 points and 2 assists or something like that. And any team where Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert are your two best players, you're not going to go very far, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, they're both good players, but Rudy Gobert is a great defensive player, but he's an underwhelming offensive player. I know last season he averaged something crazy, I think 15 and 15 and shot somewhere in the ballpark of 70% from the field or something like that. I know those are crazy numbers. I could be wrong. I'll actually look that up right here just to make sure that I'm not saying anything wrong, but I'm pretty positive that was, yeah, he put up 15.6 points per game, 14.7 rebounds a game, and shot 71% from the field. So Rudy Gobert had a pretty solid season last year. He played 66 games, started all 66 games, averaged 2.1 blocks. So Rudy Gobert is a good player, but the problem is, like I said, any team where those two guys are your two best players, you're not going to go very far. And they got rid of Royce O'Neal. Their defense was horrendous. Then they fired Quinn Snyder. And to be honest with you, when they fired Quinn Snyder, I kind of thought, this is a great opportunity for them to get Frank Vogel. They suck at defense, and they need a defensive coach. They need a guy who can maybe, secure their half-court offense a little bit, and I thought Frank Vogel would have been the perfect fit for them. And then the Rudy Gobert trade came, and they got 4 or 5 first-round picks for him, plus a plethora of different players. They got Jared Vanderbilt out of that. So I was okay, it's obvious at this point they're rebuilding. They have decided that we're gonna keep Donovan Mitchell until we get an offer that blows us out of the water. And this feels a lot like the DeJounte Murray trade from the Spurs to Atlanta. It was something we heard rumors about, but it wasn't something we ever thought would come to fruition. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen here with Donovan Mitchell. We're going to hear this and, we get the report today, oh yeah, whatever, they're listening to offers. But then when it actually happens, the world's going to be shocked. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's going to be like, oh man, the Miami Heat are getting Donovan Mitchell, or oh man, what's another team that could get involved on this? The Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers are trading for Donovan Mitchell, or the Charlotte Hornets are doing a sign and trade for Miles Bridges and Donovan Mitchell or something like that. These are the type of things that I think could happen. Now, the Pacers are a team that I feel the only way they're going to be able to acquire Donovan Mitchell is in a 3-team deal. You know, granted, they have some draft picks that they could give up for Donovan Mitchell. They would have to include a package, I assume, of Buddy Hield, Chris Duarte, or you know, somebody, you know what I'm saying? It would have to be Chris Duarte, Buddy Hield, and maybe a couple, 3 first-round picks or something like that to get Donovan Mitchell. But if you were to have a team of Tyrese Halliburton, DeAndre Ayton, Donovan Mitchell, and Benedict Mathurin and Jalen Smith on the floor, then you might be getting somewhere. So I'm not saying the Pacers, I think, are highly unlikely to get Donovan Mitchell, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? And I think Charlotte, if they could pull off maybe a sign and trade, Miles Bridges for Donovan Mitchell, something straight up like that, maybe they include a pick or two just to get Miles Bridges out of there because, I mean, after the domestic violence allegations, I don't know how much, the Charlotte Hornets are going to like that. They don't know what that's going to be. So they might have to sweeten the deal a little bit if they want Donovan Mitchell. It would be cool to see LaMelo Ball play with Donovan Mitchell. But I feel like a team that's really going to have a good chance to land Donovan Mitchell is the Miami Heat. They're a team that I think they have Tyler Hero on their roster. I love Tyler Hero. I think he's a great young player. I think he's going to be really good. The Miami Heat could offer up some draft assets. Tyler Hero probably going to have to throw in Duncan Robinson or somebody like that in order to get Donovan Mitchell. But there's a couple teams out there not a couple, there's a lot of teams out there that could make a move for Donovan Mitchell. The New York Knicks are another team that come to mind. So don't be surprised if you see Donovan Mitchell moved. I feel like this is going to be one of those things, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those trades that's sneaky good. Like, it's one of those trades where it's like, I feel like Donovan Mitchell's going to command maybe 2 or 3 first-round picks, maybe even a 4th, and at that point, I feel like whatever team who acquires Donovan Mitchell's giving up a lot to get him, but I feel like the Utah Jazz might be trying to do what Oklahoma City did, just acquire a bunch of first-round picks and see if they can build their team around that. They got rid of Royce O'Neal, who was a horrible defender for them, but I don't know if the Utah Jazz really needed to blow this up. That's another thing I want to bring up here while we're talking about it. I mean, I know they got an insane return for Rudy Gobert. It makes me wonder what the return is going to be for a guy like Kevin Durant, considering he's requested a trade, but they got a bunch of first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. If they can get a bunch of first-round picks for Donovan Mitchell as well, you're talking about a team that's going to be sitting on, probably 8 or 9 first-round picks over the next couple of years. And the Knicks are another team that I'm considering in this only because they got a bunch of first-round picks on draft night. Granted, they didn't get a player in the draft, but they did get a whole bunch of first-round picks. And who knows? Maybe even Detroit finds a way to get into this for Detroit, for Donovan Mitchell. It's just, there's so many possibilities with Donovan Mitchell, it's hard to really pinpoint one. The Philadelphia 76ers, I don't know how much they're going to be able to get involved, but it would be cool to see Harden, Mitchell, and Embiid play together. Granted, they have Tobias Harris, which is going to be, he's hard enough to move. So, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of teams out there that could get involved. Toronto's another team that comes to mind that could maybe put something together. So, this is a very interesting piece of news to come out today, and I just want to say that do not be shocked, because I feel like there's going to be someone out there that makes a really, really... I would say there's going to be a team out there that probably overpays for Donovan Mitchell. Like, they're going to do what the Minnesota Timberwolves did. There's going to be a team out there that gives up their 401k to get Donovan Mitchell. So, I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see what happens on it. But, super exciting piece of news, I will say that. I'm not shocked by it. And Utah is clearly in rebuild mode. And I think they're also going to be clearly in tank mode as well. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.